Yo, what is up guys, it's me Exactly, and welcome to day 43 of the 2017-2018 NBA season. Let's get into everything that went down yesterday in the NBA, but first a quick word from this video's sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the app that is a must-have for NBA fans who enjoy or want to go see games live. They let you see the view from the seat before you purchase, as well as rank the seats on a scale from 1 to 100 to make sure that you are getting the absolute best deal. Speaking of best deal, you can enter the promo code SDC to receive $20 off your first order to make it an even better deal. Download the app in the description box below. Now with that out the way though, let's go. Yo, LeBron James was ejected for the first time in his career yesterday. For the first time in 15 years. This was the most monumental thing that has happened in the last 15 years in the NBA. And of course afterwards, people freaking lost their minds. You had Stephen A. Smith going on rant.
He should have been ejected.
And Enes Kanter trying to keep his beef, if that's what you want to call it, alive with LeBron James on Twitter, saying that the ref who ejected LeBron is now the new king of Cleveland. And just fans in general were having a field day with it. And Kane Fitzgerald, the ref that will go down in NBA history for better or for worse, for becoming the first and maybe the only ref that will ever be able to say that he kicked LeBron James himself out of an NBA game, made a statement yesterday as to why he decided that LeBron James was worthy to be kicked out of the game. It was a culmination of a couple different acts. Immediately after the no call, he turned and threw an air punch directly at me, and then he aggressively charged at me, and then he used vulgarity in my ear a few times. I don't know why, but when reading that, I just picture some little kid named Billy crying, going up to the teacher saying how Tyler won't let him sit with him at the lunch table. And the way he describes it makes it seem like LeBron was ready to attack him, when in actuality, what LeBron did yesterday isn't anything that he hasn't done time and time again in his career. And that's why I really think people are most surprised about this. If he'd been doing this exact same thing all along, then why is this the first time that he's getting ejected for it? And to be honest, it's not like LeBron is the only player that does this. A vast majority of NBA players now, when they feel the ref is against them, go up to the ref, kind of like LeBron did yesterday. Sometimes they get a technical, but never really ejected, unless you're DeMarcus Cousins. LeBron even said that after the game that he didn't treat this ref any differently, that he had said the exact same things before to other NBA refs.
What you said, have you ever said that before to a ref? No.
And that he was surprised that he got 2 technicals and was ejected because of it.
I said what I had to say and I moved on, but he decided I should get 2 of them, you know, so. It is what it is. We got the win, and that's what's most important.
Well, LeBron, the ref said that he didn't even have to give you 2 technicals last night. He ejected you on only 1. I actually only did assess 1 technical foul. He was ejected on 1 technical. That's crazy. LeBron James complained to him just like he does every other NBA ref. But this one clearly just wasn't trying to hear it last night. Now, do I think LeBron James should have been ejected the way he was last night off that 1 tech? No, I do think he deserved that tech, but ejection, that's a little bit too much. That's like DeMarcus Cousins treatment right there. All this being said though, don't be surprised if we never see or hear from the ref that ejected LeBron yesterday. Kicking LeBron James out of a game in Cleveland on national TV, that's like the highest form of treason you can reach against the NBA. As for the actual game though itself, it was a blowout. Easily. LeBron and Wade against Miami. I don't know how I would feel about this if I was a Heat fan watching this game. I wouldn't feel happy though watching my team get blown out, that's for sure. But it wasn't Wade or LeBron that was torching the Heat last night, but instead it was Kevin Love. He was on fire, scoring 22 points in the first quarter alone, 32 at the half, and finishing with 38 points and 9 rebounds in only 28 minutes of action. That is insane production. Wade also wanted to have a statement game against his former team as he chipped in 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists off the bench, while LeBron James had 21 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals before he was tossed out of the game. 108-97 was the final score. I feel like the Giannis hype train has slowed down a little bit. Look, Giannis has still been really freaking good. I just think it's a combination of us fans starting to get used to Giannis just being dominant every single night, and then the Bucks also having an up and down season so far. They were struggling a bit before they traded for Bledsoe, then they got Bledsoe, and despite him not playing well his first few games for them, they still won 4 games in a row. However, after that, they were hit with another rough patch, losing 3 out of their next 4, with their only win coming versus Phoenix. But with the blowout 112-87 win over the Kings yesterday, the Bucks do manage to stay above 500 with a 10-9 record. And before the season they were, and I still think some people still do expect them to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, like a top 4 seed. But there are a couple of things holding them back right now. Bench scoring, they have one of the worst benches in the league that only averages 23 points per game. Trading for Bledsoe did help out a little just because they got to move Brogdon to the 6-man role, but a lot more help is still needed. The biggest thing though isn't even their bench, it's their rebounding. Right now, they are actually ranked the worst rebounding team in the entire NBA. And I'm not going to say that John Henson is a terrible player, because he's not. I think he will be a good player off the bench, but as a starting center, not so much. That's kind of sketchy. I know some Bucks fans have brought up the idea of trading for DeAndre Jordan, when I don't even think it's a question of if at this point, since we just announced yesterday that Blake Griffin will also be out for 2 months too, so the Clippers are pretty much screwed. So when DeAndre Jordan becomes available, they should try to make a move to get him. And that would for sure solve their immediate need for a real center, or just a guy that can actually help Giannis on the boards. And actually the Clippers, come to think of it, would be perfect trade partners for the Bucks. If they could get a package of DeAndre Jordan as well as Lou Williams somehow, that would be beyond perfect for Milwaukee, as it would fix not only their rebounding but also help them with their bench problem as well. The only question is, would the Bucks be able to put together a package to make that happen? It's possible, but there's really nothing to it right now. That being said, there is still the whole thing about Jason Kidd maybe not being the best coach either. The Bucks have had the same problems for years, and it never seems to get better, and Kidd is starting to take some of the heat for it. But I'd say try to get some more bench players and a good rebounder, see if that helps, and if not, if these same problems with the team consist, then it's time for Jason Kidd to go. No John Wall. Bradley Beal goes 2 of 11 from the field for 8 points, and the Wizards get the 92-89 win over the Wolves. That doesn't even sound right, but somehow it is. And remember last year how the Wizards had one of the worst benches in the NBA? Now it's still not the best bench in the NBA, but it is better. And they were the reason that Washington was able to get the win last night too, as the bench for Washington combined for 49 points, led by Kelly Oubre Jr. and his 16, while Otto Porter Jr. was the only starter for the Wizards who could even attempt to hit a shot. He had 22 points. The Wolves bench, on the other hand, only scored 11. 10 of those came from Jamal Crawford. Denver, what are you doing? This doesn't even sound like a lineup that will come close to working that the Nuggets used yesterday. Starting Nikola Jokic along with 2 power forwards, one of which being Kenneth Faried, who was incapable of operating further than 12 feet from the rim. Reminds me too much of when the Pistons tried Josh Smith, Greg Monroe, and Andre Drummond in the starting lineup. That just doesn't work. And the Nuggets got smacked around for it yesterday by the Utah Jazz, 106-77. Derek Favors has low-key been balling out for Utah lately. He did it again last night with 24 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. Pretty sure this was Chris Dunn's best game of his career so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 24 points, 8 assists, and 4 steals. The dude is far from a bust. I for real think he's just taking a long time to grow as a player, even though he is already 23, but still he could end up being like Chauncey Billups or something like that down the line. Look, Billups was the 3rd pick of the NBA draft. Throughout his first years in the NBA though, he struggled to live up to that reputation of being a 3rd pick. But once he got to Detroit and they just put the ball in his hands, all of a sudden he was great and went down being known for great. Not gonna say that Chris Dunn is the next Chauncey Billups or anything, as I literally can't say that or my Pistons fan card would be revoked, but he is showing signs of life and there is still time for him. Despite a great game from him though, the Bulls still fell 104-99 to the Phoenix Suns because of Devin Booker having another 30-point game with 33 points and 9 rebounds. But I just want to say that with Lauri Markkanen, Zach LaVine when he comes back, possibly Dunn, and whoever Chicago gets in the draft this year, it might not be that long before the Bulls are watchable again. That wraps up all the action from last night though. You guys can go vote for the player of the day by following the link down in the description box below. Just remember that only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. And yesterday, you guys selected Andre Drummond and his 26 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. as the player of the day. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more daily NBA news and highlights. But until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team STC, and I'm out of here. Peace!